Government certificate here, U.S. Submarine Veterans Holland Club. And this membership is presented to Robert G. Williscroft, where having been designated qualified in submarines for more than 50 years. And a member of the U.S. Submarine Veterans in good standing. U.S. Submarine Veterans is extremely proud to bestow upon you membership in the Holland Club. Your induction into the Holland Club is testimony to your years of honorable and faithful service to the U.S. Navy and the submarine force. It was granted on 11 April 2023. You qualified in submarines in 1964. U.S. John Marshall, SSBN 611. What call it? And then the Marbase. Oh, that was signed by National Commander William Andrea and Holland Club Chairman Jim Earl. Yeah. So this is welcome aboard, Robert. We are pleased to present your Holland Club certificate, match, wine, and membership. Remaining on this special occasion in recognition of your 50 years or more in submarine qualification and service. National Committee William Andrea, Holland Club Chairman John M. Irwin, and your shipmates take great pleasure in welcoming you as a member of Holland. There you go. And your patch. And your ship. If you want, you can keep this in the whole lot. There you go.
Okay.
Well, Lord.
Thank you very much.
We were just like 20 years late.
Yeah. Well, it took me a while to become a member.
There you go. Okay, let's go ahead and have the Holland Club muster the internal patrol in the back.
Yeah.
And call to order.
Goodbye.
All grace and love. Go. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Jeff, would you like to lead us in the pledge of
Joining the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
Myra?
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for gathering us together again here on this cold night. We just thank you for the friendship that's among all of us here in the camaraderie that we share together and the fun that we have. I look at those at work that are sick and in need of healing, and I just ask that you would heal them, give them wisdom and direction of their care, lead them to the right doctors, and just provide that process, Lord, and heal these people. I just ask you to be with those that are shut in, that aren't able to be here. I guess they don't drive much at night or whatever reason, but I just ask that you would be with them too, and let them know that we're with them. We ask your blessing on our meeting tonight. Help it to be fruitful with our auction, and we just thank you that we live in a country that's free and we have the ability to gather together tonight. We ask your presence at our meeting now. Amen.
The USSVI Creed. To perpetuate the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in pursuit of their duties while serving their country. That their dedication, deeds, and supreme sacrifice be a constant source of motivation towards greater accomplishment. We pledge loyalty and patriotism to the United States of America and its Constitution. Please remain standing for the tolling of the votes for the month of January. USS 36, SS 141. Lost on 20 January 1942 when it was destroyed after she ran aground on the Taka Bangkok Reef at Matskar Strait, Indonesia. The crew was rescued. USS S-26, SS 131. Lost on 24 January 1942 in the Gulf of Panama, 14 miles west of San Jose Light, when the USS PC-460 rammed it. 3 men survived, 46 men lost. USS Arvada, SS-166, lost on 10 January 1943 in the Java Sea by a Japanese surface attack. 102 men lost. USS Scorpion, SS-278, lost sometime after 5 January 1944 in the Yellow Sea off China due to unknown causes. 77 men lost. USS Swordfish, SS-193, lost on 12 January 1945, either by a Japanese surface attack or a mine off of Okinawa. 89 men lost. In keeping with the USS Creed, let us remain in a mood of reverence and respect while we take a moment to remember those submariners who have received their final orders and are now serving on internal patrol. We have the internal patrol for the month of January. Frank A. Bush, 1/17/2009. Gary Pollock, 1/2/2013. William Staub, 1/21/2020. Let's have a moment of silence. Please be seated. Holland Club post. For most submariners, a submerged submarine provides a quiet and somewhat tranquil setting, free of many of the distractions present in everyday surface work. So in keeping with that, we will take her down for our regular meeting. Clear the bridge. Take her down. Dive. Dive. Okay, so I'll have a little bit of business first before we start our introduction for guest and roll call. Unfortunately, Robert Adler is going to have to step down as vice commander due to health issues. And we do have one person who volunteered to take his place. Dale Bowman is there anybody else interested in taking the vice commander position? Okay. Go ahead. Okay, so now Dale Bowman is officially appointed. We now need, is there anybody who disagrees with him being the vice commander?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, so then, Dale, you're now the vice commander. If you'd like to come up and take a seat, we'd appreciate it. Yes. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we have, two new members, actually three new members. And, we would, do our roll call here so they get an idea of who's present. And so, Helen, would you like to start us off?
Helen Pace, I'm an associate member, Detective Chris, and I live in North Carolina. It's too cold here, so live here by myself. I'm a retired Navy reservist.
Larry Knight, qualified on USS Narwhal, SSN 671, December of 1984. I'm your Cobb, and I'm a duty spook.
You are. Robert?
Robert Adler, qualified USS John Marshall, November 1971. And I'm here with my wife, Marcia.
Julie Marshall. Cal, would you like to start? Cal,
What?
give us your name and vote you qualified on.
Calvin Paul, Cal, and I qualified on the USS Woodrow Wilson, the USSVI, Blue, and that it that I need to
Let's still do it. JJ.
JJ Mackin, qualified USS Japan, episode 674 in May of 1972. Also served on USS Henry Clay, USS Cincinnati, and USS Lake Long.
Oh, first of all, I have to advertise. I just got my jacket here. Jack Rose, I qualified on the USS Segundo, SS 398 in 66, and again on the USS MG Vallejo, SSBN 658 Gold in 1967.
And
Many member and associate member and commissioning chaplain of the USS Colorado and the assistant to the chaplain.
Jim Bradford, qualified on the USS Marine SS 243 in 1962. I qualified on Stonewall Jackson in the commissioning crew, 634 boat. The Sam Rayburn, 635 boat, and USS Astro, the 648 boat.
Bruce Marston, past commander, qualified on Corporal SS 346 and Camp FSN 588. Ray?
Rich Bard, qualified 1968. This year got it right. On the USS Tusk, SM 426.
Dennis Robinson, with my lovely wife, going on 56 years, another mile. John Adams, Blue, FSBN 620 in 1954, attached to 214 Holy Lock. The second boat was USS Date, FSN 607, and out of Groton, Connecticut, Dev Group 2, Squadron 10.
Michael Lewis, I qualified aboard USS Johnson County, SSBN 630 Blue, 1968. And I had my wife, Charlie, 53 years.
Jeff Mosel qualified on the USS George C. Marshall SSBN 654 Gold in 1981, and then again on USS Daniel Webster SSBN 626 Blue in 1982.
Jim Klein qualified on the Sun Bulwark, 21 November 1983.
Robert.
Robert Williscroft, and my wife, Jill Bayer. As you guys heard, I qualified under John Marshall way back in 1964, and then I qualified with Gold Dolphins on soybean in 1971.
John. Marinucci.
I'm John Marinucci. I'm Marinucci. I'm Annapolis grad. Qualified on the USSVI. Makes me feel inclined. And it's a pleasure to be joining this group of people. We're Don and both submariners, and we work at the same company, and we're looking for like-minded. John, I know my wife for 32 years. Even under a submariner, she had a collar in the line. Qualified the first time on USSVI, Pearl Harbor, 4, and then Tata in 88, and then SSB in 657, the Franklin back here, moved to the East Coast. So, did a little, I was blue crew. I don't know why that was really important, blue or gold, but apparently it is. He's a blue forever. We're the bloomer guys.
Served on the AR-6 Ajax, the USS Dixon, USS Holland, and AT Yosemite. And I guess I qualified in 91 when I married him.
My name is Grant Day. I qualified on the USS Benjamin Franklin SSBN 640 in September of 1969. Blue. I'm your treasurer, webmaster, webmaster, membership chairman. If anybody wants any of those, come up and talk to me. I'll let you know exactly what's happening.
Do I have to tell them who I am again?
Yeah.
Dale Bowman, I qualified on the Ulysses S. Grant 631 Blue in December of 68. And with me is your storekeeper, Mrs. Bowman. And next month we celebrate 49 years.
Dan Ballard, qualified on the USS Henry L. Stimson in 1987, 655 Blue. I'm your base secretary and newsletter editor.
I'm Myra, former Air Force nurse, Vietnam era, but I'm here because I love submarines and I'm submariners.
I'm Paul Weeks, base commander. And so I don't forget, I'm here with my lovely wife, Julie, Braden, and I forgot the last couple of months and I put it down. So, and actually we've been married for 20 years. My initial call was the USS William H. Bates, SSN 680. Then I went on to commission the La Jolla and commission the USS Tennessee. Okay. So what we're going to do is conduct a short meeting before we have our auction. We do have a speaker for February, Mark Stallings. How many remember him, the bugler from our memorial? Excellent individual. He plays a mean horn. So he is the founder and the president of the National Honor Tour Foundation. I don't know a lot about it. He was excited to give us a talk, so we will have our speaker for February. We also have one lined up for March, which Jamie is your compadre, right?
5-man line, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Naval Cadet Plus 68.
Okay. Yeah. I'll send out an email to him probably in the next couple weeks to confirm that.
Oh, you don't have anybody for April.
You have one for April? Okay, send me an email or something and so I can contact them. Okay, recruitment. Big surprise. 3 new members, right? Boom, which is good. So you gotta remember, wear your hats. Keep cards with you, give you all the information on the national and the base. Try to get their emails, try to get a phone number. If you meet somebody out in the public, the only way we're gonna keep this base really going is if we get ourselves some new members. Okay, paver stones. For our new members here, the Groton base chapter or base in Groton, submarine base in Groton is building a memorial, and they're doing paver stones. And I have all that information if you guys want me to resend it out to you and stuff. It costs $250 for a stone. You can put your name on it when you qualified, all that kind of stuff. As a base, we were going to do one paver stone for ourselves. And so we held a vote, and the logo number 2 won by 5 votes. Number 3 was in second place. For those of you that don't remember, number 2 was the emblem, the symbol for the national USSVI symbol. So that's what we decided to go with. As far as the verbiage on it, we were going to go with Rocky Mountain Submarine Base, Denver, Colorado, established August 1993. Does anybody have any objections to that? Does that sound okay? Okay, then that's a done deal. Let me give this to you, Grant, so you can go ahead and put it in. Put it on the file. Okay. Minutes. If there's no corrections to the minutes from our last meeting, were published in the cavitation by Dan. We will accept it published. Does anybody have any corrections to our newsletter, minutes of the meeting or such? And they'll be accepted as is.
Is anybody not getting the newsletter?
With the new, did we get your email account and all that kind of stuff? Okay, so I will update our official one and then I'll send it off to him and he can probably send January's out to them. Okay. We had a busy December. Reefs Across America, are you guys familiar with Reefs Across America? As a group, we do the Arvada Cemetery. We've been supporting the Daughters of the American Revolution for the last, I think it's been almost 8 years. And then from there, we go to Fort Logan and we pass out wreaths for our fallen comrades from the base that are interned in Fort Logan. And we also did what was the Army Navy game. We had a pretty good time at the Army Navy game. Yeah. So what they do is they have a big potluck right here at the base, and then everybody yells at each other and stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Army versus.
Yeah, so we had a little more Navy than Army, but there was quite a few local Army guys. Okay, we're going to do the treasurer's report next. Before we do that, this is the end of the fiscal year, where we have to send off all our reports to National, telling us what we did, where we spent our money and all that kind of stuff. And it's required to have an audit. And we need 2 individuals to perform an audit on grants, paperwork, and receipts and stuff like that. So I volunteer as one of the 2. Is there anybody else would like to assist in that? Robert?
I can do it.
Okay, we got it. We got myself and Robert. Grant, would you like to give us a quick breakdown of treasury? I know it.
I thought my boat was bad. Good evening. Well, for the month of December, we had a total of $660 in income. That included base dues, national dues, and a little bit of fundraising, which is our 50-50 raffle, things like that. And we had a total of $206 in expenses, and which gave us an overall income boost of $453.97. That's always a good thing, be on the plus side. We also have, over the last, 4 months, Dan, we've had keeping track of a couple of investment items. We have an account at the National Charitable Foundation that allows you to make donations to the base that are tax deductible. If you made a contribution directly to the base, it is not tax deductible, even though we are 501c19 military account, a military base. It's still not tax deductible. We're tax deductible having to pay income tax on it, but you can't make a donation direct to the base and have it be tax deductible. So to get around that, we have two funds at Nashville Charitable Foundation, which are tax deductible for the individual. And so what happens, they'll give us a donation, say we want to get a tax deductible donation. We forward it directly to National, and then it becomes tax deductible. So we have two accounts. One is our memorial fund, which is taking care of our memorial at 17th and Sheridan. And the other fund is our Caps for Kids account, which helps us fund when we do sponsoring for Caps for Kids, which that is another chairmanship that we need to fill. So if you're interested of stepping up and taking care of this little endeavor, talk to me about it, and I'll give you an idea of what's entailed in taking care of the Caps for Kids. It basically entails 3 to 4 meetings a year. And we meet at, we take and make arrangements with the Children's Hospital, the Ronald McDonald House, and also Brent's Place. Right, thank you. And so we make arrangements to meet there, usually once a quarter, one of them, not all of them. So every quarter we'll be in a different place. But talk to me about it. It's really not that involved to take care of it.
It's pretty good because what you're doing is you're giving the kids that are cancer and all other medical issues. We make them honorary submariners. We give them a little plaque and or a little certificate, and they
Hat?
get a hat and
Coloring books.
coloring book and all sorts of stuff. So it's a lot. It's pretty rewarding.
So anyhow, we had $1,400 that we were tracing. That things got a little bit mixed up at National. We found it. Everything's cool. And but at this point, I'd like to give a big shout out to Dan Ballard, because he has a matching company, and so he made a donation of $500, which then turned into $1,000 into our memorial account. So big plus there. And one of our other shipmates, we received $400 in donations from family members that we also sent up to our memorial fund. So we have, between those two funds, we have close to $10,000. Number one is making money, making interest every month or every year. And also it's there if we need it. All we have to do, like for the memorial, all we have to do is write a letter to National and say we want to take some of our funds out, and it's immediately refunded, so that it becomes a very good working tool for us. So if you are interested in seeing what the whole month was, where the dollars were spent, or if you want to see what happened over the last year, I have both reports. They'll be available up here for you to look at later on at our break or at the end of the meeting. Any questions?
Don't take my paper.
One's yours. That one. Too much paper. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll go ahead through the birthdays. For this January, we had Charles Martin on the 8th and Howard Loomis on the 29th. Coming up for February, we have Jerry Lindemann, who just passed, Dennis Mays, the 14th, Randy Ackerman, the 16th, Jack Rolls, the 19th. We have a volunteer for bringing the cake next meeting. Jack?
I'll do it.
All right, I got you started, okay. Okay, let's go through the committees real quick, and then we will do our break for some goodies and then start the auction. Tammy, do you have anything to update? What's that?
Calendars, if anybody need a calendar, we sell calendars.
Okay, they're what, $10? $12. Webmaster, do you have anything to add?
No, check out the website, www.rockymountainsubbets.com.
It's a pretty good website, you guys.
Page one has a lot of information about what's happening, coming up in the next month. And then there's separate pages for Cap for Kids or for the Holland Club and everything. So you can take and search through the page. There's also a links page to where you can take and click on links to different topics that you have there. But take a look at it.
I want to mention the new boat for get on the banner.
Yeah.
You have everybody's boat who's getting a picture.
Yeah, and we have a picture of your fall boat or something, you send it to Grant and you put it on the website.
And everybody who's here is giving me a picture. And so we got, I think, 30 different boats that are strolling across the home page. So that, if you give me the picture, I'll get you up there.
Okay, Cap for Kids. We already discussed that. We're in a pause right at the moment. The person who took over has had some major medical issues and he's down for, I don't know if it's ever going to come around, but
We're gonna volunteer.
oh, you would like to do it?
Come see.
Okay, yeah, so like I said, I've been here for about 6 or 7 years since I retired, and I always fail to go to these Cap for Kids, and I've done it the last year or so. It's a lot of fun and it's rewarding, and we've got a huge bottle of the Gray League. It's about 5 feet long, something like that. We have that, plus we have all of the goodies and stuff. So then Grant, that we need to contact Harry and see if we can pick all that stuff up.
What's the name?
If you need, give me a holler. What's that?
What's the name of my truck?
It's John Marinucci, and the other is John Inos. Innos. Innone.
Okay, I'll get that right.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty good. We've been in pause now for 4 months or something like that. Okay, bingo, Veterans State Hospital, Veterans Home off of Quincy, 1919 North Quincy. Andy, where do you think, or no?
They've been having two influenza outbreaks and things, so we're gonna have to, we'll call it off if it's not on, so plan for it.
Okay, plan for it.
What day?
That is next Wednesday, the 17th at 10:00. I plan on being there. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Barbara, Dennis. It's the same old, same old. How about Gene? Is he still up and functioning, or have you, Gene?
We saw
Nate?
him over Christmas. We saw him over Christmas.
Okay.
So, not sure why he's not here tonight, but.
Okay, so if they call, I understand they'll call you if they cancel. So we've got Dennis and Barbara, myself, Bruce,
one I can.
Okay. And Marcia. That's also kind of fun too, because it's the veterans home, and so they're all military, and we just do bingo. We give them, what is it, $2 if they win?
$2 and then 5 for blackout.
5 for blackouts.
Starting dog on mine.
Some of them get pretty excited.
We have to have a sergeant at arms just to keep.
Yeah.
separated.
Good.
You give an announcement or something like, how do we get it on schedule? How do we know when?
I usually announce it here at the meeting. It's at 1919 North Clinton Street, which is right across from the University Hospital.
On the website, well, we have calendars there. Coming events, be able to click on that and you'll see the two main ones are this meeting is always the second Wednesday or
Yeah.
Bingo is the third one.
That's how we got here tonight.
All right.
Can I interject something?
You bet.
The intersection of Peoria and Colfax is still closed. It may be for at least the next week. As that building, that big apartment building that they were building that burned to the ground. They still have to tear it down and do the demolition on it. And
Okay.
don't know how long that's gonna take, so.
Well, I found going up Clinton off of Colfax
Or
is the best way to get
come
there.
in from I-70 out of Peoria and then turn in.
Okay. Okay, Jeff, we're kind of at a lull because we don't have anything coming up until.
I didn't want to do parade and did stuff.
So, for those of you who don't know, we have ourselves a big tool. It's a complete mock-up of the USS Grayling. Little man on board, the whole works, and we did about 4 or 5 parades around the area. We're going to do Estes Park, Littleton, Frederick, Bloomfield, and possibly Windsor. And they're usually in the summer, stuff like that. Estes Park was pretty good. Al, they got us going last year, and we're going to continue with that.
Well received.
Yep. Robert.
Okay, I'm gonna try to start this coming week on Tuesday and maybe Friday, because I've got doctor appointments on the 16th and 17th. To start again on the model of the Colorado. It's about, probably gonna be about 12 feet long.
Okay, that's about the same size as the
It's
Gray.
the same size as the Grayling.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of work to do on it to catch up. I've already talked to Andy, Bruce, you were interested, and Jack, you were interested too. I could use some help.
Okay. Make sure you keep your thumbs out of the way.
Yeah, we're actually.
He almost cut his thumb off a couple months ago.
Okay, so we're in a construction company.
Huh?
We're in a construction company, so
Look good.
whatever you guys need, we can supply.
I can model and 3D print anything you want to put in. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, so how are
Maybe we should
periscopes?
Maybe we should build it in one of my factories.
They said that they're a construction company, they can do 3D printing of anything you need.
Yeah, cool.
So I will send you all their contact information and you can.
Send it to me and we.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're planning on doing is a big float and a large float, which holds about 14 people. We have the Grayling right in the center, stationary, and we have all the flags and stuff set up. And what Mr. Grant and Robert both have figured out that we're going to go ahead and do the same model for the USS Colorado. And we're going to operate it somehow with hydraulics to sort of show raised dock. All right. So he says that's something he specializes in.
Down out of 12-inch tube. With 90-degree displaced strong backs going through it. Plywood X front end, I'm gonna fill it with foam. And then shape it to the bone shape.
John, let's get our engineering involved with it and make it badass.
So
And then what I did in Naples, Florida, when I built a 35-foot model, I coated the whole hull in Lanex, so it really protects it good. So, yeah, I could, we'd love to help. Yeah, very well. I've been looking for a way to get the sail built. All right, let's figure it out. There's a sail, I haven't figured out how to shape it correctly to the Colorado's signature.
And we live right by lots of neat lunch places.
That always helps. Really helps. Okay, good deal. So, where was I? Memorial, the UBC. The UBC has had a meeting in a while, but I can let you know that what they're trying to do is the United Veterans Coalition of Colorado. They comprise of about 15 different military organizations. Since we're a national organization, we're actually one of the prime members. And so I'm the representative for these UBC meetings. And what they're trying to do is, in the past, they've only been located in the Denver area and maybe in Colorado Springs. They're trying to spread out. They got the whole state divided up into different sections, and now they're trying to get representatives in each section. And we do Zoom and personal meetings, and what we do is they monitor state legislation and federal legislation. And so basically it's there to support veterans. And right now that they haven't had a meeting for about a month or so. Memorial, modify the flagpole. Grant, do you think we should just hold off on that till the weather gets a little better?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna table that.
No, we could have taken, I remember we had talked about one time, I think Bill Anderson made the, why don't you contact a commercial flag company?
Oh, that's right.
To take and get a quote, on what it would take to do what we want to do with this flag. And I didn't get the number, but I saw a commercial flag company that's, driving down the road going the other way.
Okay.
And so I think that may be an option that we should look into to see what a quote was.
Okay, so the issue we have with our memorial is it has a large flagpole, and we have it set up for 3 main flags, and then the banners that were on the railing. And the issue is it's so far high up with the cleats tie off that we have to have a bucket truck. And we do have somebody that will do that for us, but we're trying to get to the point where we can do it ourselves, just a ladder. So I'm gonna check, I could do that too, checking commercial flag. Foil, we already talked about. Bruce, we don't really have anything social going on right now until our picnic, right, in August? Who is it? I said I'm very antisocial right now. Oh, okay. And JJ, do you have any update on Colorado?
Yeah, so about 8 members of the Colorado Submarine Association went out, met the boat when she came back from deployment on, I think it was the 18th of December. And it was all day in Groton. But it was a nice event. They had, good press coverage, and of course all the families are very happy. They do things a lot different from what I remember. I mean, they have the contest for the first kiss, and instead of just rushing off the boat, it seems like it takes a long time. But anyway, it was a great event, and we didn't get much FaceTime with the crew, obviously. They were off doing their things, but I think they were great. Glad to see the support from the home state.
Okay, good. That's the first kid with the girlfriend or wife. Yeah. So that's your wife. When's your order everything, right? There you go. Opening our Reach Across America. We had a really good turnout. Everything worked pretty good. Myra, you have anything to add or?
Nope.
Except for next year, we're going to meet for lunch first.
afterwards, because, well, first, you're right.
Yeah, go,
There's a nice little Irish pub close by,
okay,
kind of a little hole in the wall, but they got decent food.
well, good.
They add one other thing.
Yes,
So one piece of information about the USS Colorado is they're doing a permanent change of home port. They're gonna have their overhaul in Hawaii. And so they're
Ooh.
due in Hawaii on the 1st of April. They're due into the shipyard over there. So they'll be transiting across sometime, probably March or so.
When are we going to meet them there?
yeah.
Rock. No. I can fix you.
So I don't have, so with the Colorado Conservation, and also with the Keel that way, a lot of, our group, JJ was, you were head of the committee, right? Yeah, the commission committee for Colorado, for the USS Colorado. We went to, I didn't make the Keel lane, but I made the commission. Cold as heck, was it?
Yeah.
That was nasty. And Andy was the chaplain for the commission of the Colorado. So, we support that vote quite a bit, and they've actually been here a couple meetings, haven't they, some of the crew members? Groups, yeah. Yeah, so, oh, that's right.
And we may be able, since they're going to be an overhaul, we might have an opportunity for more food visits than we've had since they have to go away for like 6 months, So,
It was really interesting with it, all that, it was a lot of fun. Okay, Western Roundup, participation. Robert, you had said something about possibly wanting to go. We used to have quite a few members that would go to the Western Roundup. That's kind of fallen by the wayside. I've done some research. Plane tickets for 2 people run between $500 and $600. The rooms run about $100 a night. The hotel is right on an ocean inlet there, right off the Bremerton base. Really nice place. If you attend all of the functions, it costs you probably about $300 for 2 people. Unfortunately, the submarine tour and the base tour are already sold out, and so there's no opportunity to do that. But is that something people would be interested in doing? Anybody hands, or I would like to get it started. Jack, you're interested, and Robert, you're up in the air all the time, right?
Not now.
You know,
When did you say that was?
it's April 11th, 12th, and 13th.
We're talking about that.
Are you? Because I would seriously like to do it. Fly in, pick up a car from that Tacoma airport, and it's a hell of a drive all the way down around, unless you want to do the ferry. Yeah, and it looks like a really nice place. And so if we get, I'm fairly certain that probably at the end of this month, you'd have to make reservations and all that kind of stuff.
Probably be able to drive across the narrow bridge. They got that rebuilt.
Yeah, that's the one I was.
Yeah, got off after that.
Oh. Okay, so we got about 4 or 5 people interested. We make a final decision, let me know. We'll jump in with you. Okay, Western Roundup is not players. Years and years, the annual National Submarine Convention has always been on the East Coast. You know, always been on the East Coast. And so many years ago, us on this side of the country decided to hold our own. They call it the Western Roundup. And so normally it's been in Las Vegas or Laughlin, but this year they decided to do it in Bremerton, and it was because the sub base decided to sponsor it for us. So, yeah,
It's a nice.
it is.
I was reading about it, and
Uh-huh.
if you're going to go, you got to get your name in because they have to do a background check before you get on the base.
and that's where all the meetings are being held, so
Oh,
you can't really hold on.
I didn't read that part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you are interested, you gotta do it soon because you have to get a pass, an authorized pass to get on the base. Let's go ahead and do our 50-50 before we do, this. Okay,
Yeah, I'm working on September 7th.
September 7th.
That's the, first Saturday.
Okay,
And, also the, in August, we normally do.
okay, okay.
And I'm gonna get the same plays. Some people complain, but they're not stepping up looking for it again.
Oh, I got a really nice place I'd like to sit down and talk along with you.
This is-
It's in Littleton. It's in Littleton. So it's only like 4 miles south of where we're at.
The bees were really bad last year.
Well, they were
What?
Bees. They were terrible. Yeah.
Like you, I didn't see you.
They were.
Okay, let's go ahead and do the 50-50. Mr. Larry, are you ready? Break for coffee, cake, and ice cream. Lemon cake.